Hello there, gorgeous, and welcome to today's Future Spouse Pick a Card reading with me, the High Maintenance Hippie. And in today's Future Spouse Pick a Card reading, I want to find out your future spouse's biggest weaknesses for you. So let's jump right in and let's gather up those juicy details. And to do this, I need you to pick one of these three piles. Pile number one, we have the Swan. Pile number two, the Sea Serpent. And pile number three is the Wolf. I highly recommend that you go with your first gut instinct. Spirit is going to guide you towards the pile which has the most relevant information for you, and once you have chosen that pile, I shall see you in your reading. Hello my beautiful swans who have chosen pile number one, welcome to your reading. Now let's look into your future spouse's biggest weaknesses for you. So straight off the bat, I'm getting Libra energy around you in particular here. I don't know whether you have heavy Libra in your chart or whether you just have that balancing act in check. I'm hearing balanced BITCH. You could be somebody who gets mistaken as a Libra sun if you are not a Libra sun or if you do not have heavy Libra in your chart. There's something around you being very aware of the way that you are perceived or being very hyper anxious about the way that you're perceived. So I feel like you could be somebody who is very well articulated, somebody who is very well mannered, somebody who can also see two sides of every story as well. I'm getting diplomacy here with you also. I do feel like you are somebody who cares for aesthetics. I'm seeing a lot of home decor here, so I don't know whether you're somebody who is known to be very good at home decor, whether you're somebody who people compliment the way that you decorate your home, but I do also feel like this attention to detail and taste can also be seen in your appearance and the way that you dress yourself. I do feel like there's an effortless beauty with you, and I don't know whether you've received any jealousy in the past. It's very funny because I'm sensing if you were a male, I feel like you've experienced jealousy from females and males. And if you're a female, again, I feel like you've experienced jealousy from females and males. So you experience jealousy from both genders. And the way that I see this is that, just say you are a female. In hindsight, if you're a male watching this is fine, but if you are a female, I do feel like you've got friends that may have been jealous of you, and then you also have had partners that have been very jealous of you as well. Now, when it comes to the opposite gender, I don't know whether they're jealous in the way that they feel like you're too much for them, they feel like you get too much attention, maybe you take the shine off them, or whether they're very jealous of like how personable you are and how well you fit in social situations. I do sense a very strong social energy with you. I sense like a little kind of like pullback when I said that, so I don't know whether some of you aren't being as social as you usually are, and maybe you've gained a little bit of social anxiety for some reason. I mean, we could still be looking at, a little bit of social anxiety from the past couple of years, because we have, it's still been quite recent when we went through the I can't say the word, I'm not allowed. But it could be like a little bit of social anxiety still from then. There's something around you being very creative, very creative. Something about you being very creative and very artistic. You could even be somebody who's very good at writing, but I'm sensing there being flow when you write. So this could be music, this could be poetry. It doesn't have to be anything like crazy. You don't have to be a poet, but it could be that you're very good at these creating like lyrics or creating little quips or little funny poems and things like that. Even if you don't consider it as a skill, other people may be like, wow, like you just basically rapped off the bat, even though it was just a joke. But I'm also sensing an energy coming in, telling me that there's something coming in that's creative in some way, or an opportunity coming in that's creative, and it's pushing you to maybe be more out there socially again. I don't know whether this is something that is work-based, so you're going to get paid for it, or whether this is some kind of hobby, or maybe this is something that's been asked of you and you just don't know whether you're ready to put yourself out there again. Because I'm sensing a missed opportunity in particular here. I do feel like whatever this is, this may be something that you do on a daily basis, or something that is required from you to do on a daily basis. It's the ice cream van. Maybe you like ice cream. Maybe you like vanilla ice cream in particular. I've got a picture of vanilla ice cream now with like the little black dots in, like the natural vanilla ice cream, so I don't know whether that's got anything to do with it. I don't know whether you like to wear vanilla as a fragrance or whether you have vanilla as like a home fragrance. I absolutely adore the scent vanilla. I don't know whether you guys in the US in particular had Lush, the shop Lush, or the brand Lush, which was like full of bath bombs and soaps and things like that. And they had a vanilla scent in there. It's called Vanillary, I think. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. If I could get my hands on some Vanillary, I would spend my life savings on it. No, I wouldn't. That was a bit too OTT, but I just miss that fragrance. But you could be somebody who's really drawn to vanilla scents, or somebody who wears vanilla as a scent. If you are somebody who wears vanilla as a scent, like kind of like a pure vanilla, let me know what scent you wear down below in the comments, because I'm looking for a new vanilla scent for sure. The more natural, the better as well. I don't know whether you've got a North Node in the 6th house, or whether you've got a North Node in Scorpio. I don't know why that one's making me smirk if you've got a North Node in Scorpio. It's not a hobby, babes, is what I'm hearing. It's not a hobby, it's a purpose. That will mean something to somebody. I feel like there's also an element around you where you show a very light side. I show my light side when I'm out and about, you know, I'm an angel walking, but you know you have a little bit more of an edge to you. So I do feel like you are somebody with friends and maybe past partners or current partners if you're currently in a relationship. You may find that people, when they see you behind closed doors, they're like, whoa, like you're so different to how I first perceived you. Because on the outside you have a very pure, vanilla's coming in again, and I don't mean to be offensive in any way, because I know vanilla can be known as a slang for being like a bit bland, but you can't beat vanilla, okay? Vanilla is the best. But there's something about you being not vanilla as in bland, but vanilla as in pure. So when you're out and about, it's like there's a purity to you. And then underneath it all, there's like an edge. There's like a sting. And I really feel like Spirit is trying to tell you, show a bit of that sting. Show a bit of that sting out and about. Show a bit of that sting in work. Show a bit of that sting when it comes to associates. I don't know whether you are in a phase where you're feeling a little bit lonely even though you're surrounded by people. Because that's coming through very strongly here. And I feel like it's because you're not showing your sting, is what I'm hearing. You're not showing your sting. I think you attract a lot of people who are also very perceptive about the way that they're perceived as well. And I think you want a little bit more fun, and I think you want a little bit more spice in your friendships and your relationships. It could be your relationships. Maybe you've had a string of partners where it's been very bland. Maybe you get with, I don't want to stereotype here because it's so basic to stereotype, but I'm just using examples. You could be somebody who regularly gets with the person who works in a corporate job and they like to play golf all weekend. Crap example. And you're like, hey, why don't we do something risky? And they're like, oh, I don't feel like it, I'm tired from work. And you're like, hey, why don't we, instead of just going on holiday to that normal holiday place that we go, why don't we go and stay in a haunted house or something like that? And no, it's not really my vibe. I just want to lay on a beach and chill. Okay, that's just an example, guys. Probably a really boring example. I've wasted your time, but maybe you're looking for a bit more sting when it comes to your relationships. Maybe you're sick of being with the very normal person. Yeah, it's time to show your sting when you're out and about, because you're going to attract the person who has a bit of that spice as well. So that's coming through very strongly too for you guys. I don't know whether there is somebody that you do see on a daily basis that you got a little bit of a thing for. If there is, then I'd say that this person could be a Scorpio. And interestingly, I feel like your future spouse is heavy Scorpio as well. So this could actually be your future spouse that I'm pointing out here. But this will resonate to those who see this person nigh on a daily basis. So I don't know whether this is a person who serves you coffee in the morning, whether this is the person who works for you or works with you. Maybe they serve your coffee for you even if it is a work situation. That's always a way to kind of charm someone, isn't it? When you're at work, when you're at your desk, and you know a particular hottie comes and serves you coffee every morning, it's like, oh, okay. Very nice, very eye-catching. Yeah, I notice you now. So maybe that's the case. Maybe this is somebody that you just see and you guys take the same route when you go for a walk, go for a run. But look out for this person, because they could be a Scorpio. And if they are a Scorpio, or they do have heavy Scorpio, I'm just saying, guys, this could be a Scorpio rising in Venus, and you may not know their rising in Venus to begin with, all right? This could be someone with heavy Scorpio, noticeable Scorpio in their chart. You'd have to get their details on astro.com to find out whether they do have that heavy Scorpio. So if you are into somebody and they're like an Aries sun or something like that, don't be deterred, because they may actually end up having more Scorpio in their chart than you actually think. But yeah, this person could be a future spouse as well. So I hope that resonates for somebody or a few people out there, because I get really giddy when it comes to like little romances, when it comes to, you know, the coffee person or the person in the office and things like that. Okay, so let's gather a little bit of information around your future spouse before we go into their weaknesses. Now, I was getting that Scorpio energy, okay? I do feel like your future spouse has heavy Scorpio energy, and there's something around your future spouse being very lucky. They give off the energy of being lucky. I want to bring this back to you as well, because I think a lot of people don't realise how hard you work in certain situations, whether that be how much effort it takes for you to be this public persona, you know, and be this like angel in public and be this pure person in public, or whether it is that you do something creative or you do something as a job and people think that everything comes very naturally to you, but they don't see what happens underneath. Underneath, you work very, very, very hard to live the beautiful life that you do and give off the beautiful energy that you do. And I think there is a similarity here with your future spouse, but I think more for them, they just come across as being like really lucky. I don't know whether there's somebody who's had like a decent amount of inheritance. This won't be for everybody, but with Scorpio in the trine here, it does make me feel like this person has gained some kind of inheritance at some point. So you may find that they own property, or that they were able to invest in like their own business or something like that from some kind of inheritance. I put lucky inheritance together there, but I didn't mean like they're connected, because it's not lucky when you get inheritance, and I'm very, very aware of that. But I think a lot of people may not realise that this person has gained inheritance, and they may see this person succeed at everything they do, and people may consider them lucky without actually realising that they've been through the ringer underneath it all. Because if they were this like lucky person, they wouldn't have the depth that they have. And that's very stereotypical in itself, isn't it? By saying if you're just lucky, you probably haven't got depth. But I said this to a friend the other day, but wherever there's SHIT, there is growth. Because how do we grow healthy vegetables? We put SHIT on them. Everything in the world, everything on the earth is symbolism to everything in here. So everything on the outside is symbolism to everything that is on the inside. But because this person has this level of depth, you can tell they've been through some ish. You may even meet them, or you may know them from work and be like, oh, they're just that lucky bugger. When you get chatting to them, there's just so much more depth there. They've been through stuff, and I want to say in particular, they have been through loss. They may have even had some kind of like psychological manipulation in the past. But they have a lot of spiritual protection around them, which does make me think inheritance. It really does make me think that they've got a particular ancestor who is around them, they look out for them and they protect them. Maybe it's this ancestor. Maybe it's this ancestor that's pushing them towards you. I want to say if this is a masculine, they're very well endowed. Very well endowed actually, with Scorpio and the trine here, wow. This is somebody as well who's going to be pretty skilled in the bedroom, but again, they've got that depth. So they've got that intimacy in the bedroom. It's like when they're in bed with you, like you can feel all of them. They want to feel all of you. There's like such a strong, deep connection there. And this person can do a bit of both. They're like you. They can be sweet and they can be like a little bit sour as well. I think you guys on the surface will definitely give off kind of like, to show my age now, but very posh and Becks kind of vibes, like the perfect couple. You both look the part, you both have prestige. That is what I'm going to say there. There's something about you guys coming off as being very polished as a couple, but underneath it, you guys are just a little bit naughtier than you make out. I don't know whether you guys are actually going to be a very public couple, whether that be within friends groups, or whether that be because you guys or one of you are very public in some kind of way. Maybe one of you or both of you are just naturally very popular. Or we could be looking at, you know, a couple here that has, you know, element of fame. Okay. they're ready for their person right now. They are ready for you right now. Now, if you are with this person and you're resonating with this person's energy, this is going to be your future spouse. And they are ready for you even if they're not voicing that. But if you have not met this person, they literally are looking for their future spouse. They're looking to settle now. You're not going to meet this person and have any stupid games. I really do feel like this person has achieved a lot recently with the Great Achievement card here. If they have started their own business, they've had some real gains recently. But they've realised that I think there's like an element of work, and not enough play. And I think when it does come to their play, when it does come to anything that takes them away from work, it needs to be something of value, something of depth. They're not willing to come away from work just for a one-night stand or a stupid fling or just like a meal with somebody who they just have nothing in common with. This is the kind of person who may have like gone on and off dating sites. I am hearing Tinder in particular. But someone who's, signed up on Tinder, for instance, because they want to meet somebody and then they just realise the superficiality on there and they're just like, oh, I can't do this. I think a lot of us can agree when it comes to Tinder. I've done it myself. It wasn't Tinder, it was Bumble actually. I signed up for 5 minutes and then I came off after 5 minutes. I was like, I can't do this. And within that 5 minutes, one of my best friends, who's a male, they said, oh, I saw you on Bumble. I was like, how did you? I was only on there for 5 minutes. So yeah, that did make me laugh. But yeah, they're one of those people. And if you're on dating websites and you enjoy it, that is perfectly fine. But I just think this person is like so overwhelmed with work that it takes a lot to pull them away from work, but they do want to be pulled away from work. This also tells me that this is somebody who's got the cash. They got the cash to take you to the nicest places. I do sense an animal here with this person. I don't know whether they've got like a puppy. Look out for somebody who's just had a new puppy. When it comes to your future spouse and their weaknesses for you, we have attraction here so strongly. There's something about how attractive you are really disarming your future spouse, disabling their defenses. They feel like they're in the danger zone with how attractive they find you. They know that you could walk all over them because they're putty in your hands just because of how desirable you physically look. Now, don't get me wrong, this person really does appreciate your personality as well and what's underneath, but there's something about your physical attraction that drives them wild to the point where they feel like they're in danger. It's like they can't control the situation because they can't control themselves and they can't control how attractive they find you. They are attractive themselves. Don't get it twisted. But either they don't realise how attractive they are, or you are more attractive than them, even though they are hella attractive. This is an attractive pairing here. Your future spouse is attractive. So I do feel like because of how personable you are as well, the fact that you look the part, you sound the part, you smell the part, you are the part, everything is the part with you, I do feel like they fear losing you. And I think they specifically fear losing you from a Knight of Wands kind of energy here. Now, I don't know whether you have always had a Leo that kind of makes themselves known. Maybe there's a Leo that always jumps in your DMs. Maybe there's a Leo that whenever you've been single, maybe you've given them a little call and said, hey, do you want to meet up? Do you want to do something? Or whether there's going to be a Leo on the cards when it comes to your relationship with your future spouse who has the hots for you, has a thing for you, and is always trying to impress you in some way. But either way, whether that resonates or not, your future spouse does worry that somebody with a bit more kind of, do you know what? I feel like your future spouse actually has a lot of confidence issues underneath everything. They're attractive, they're successful, they're hardworking. Maybe they've been in a relationship previously where maybe there has been some kind of infidelity due to them working so much. So maybe a previous partner either wasn't happy with it, or maybe a previous partner did end up, going elsewhere for some kind of reason, in whatever way, could just be conversation, could be all the way. But there's something about your future spouse having insecurities about themselves, but also having insecurities around how much they work. I actually think you work a lot too. And if you don't work a lot now, I think you've got plans in the future to work a lot. I think whatever plans you've got, they're going to take up a lot of your time. So I think you're going to match there quite nicely when it comes to work ethic. But yeah, There's a bit of an insecurity there, and I do think if they feel insecure that somebody's going to come along at any point and sweep you off your feet, whether it be through, you know, being brave and being there and, I don't know, offering themselves to you actually, as the Knight of Wands normally does, you know, they offer you their wand. Yeah, whether they think that that's going to happen for that reason, whether they think that they just can't give you the time that you deserve, even though they totally can. It's just an insecurity there with your future spouse. And I think this insecurity comes from a previous connection or previous connections. They're going to hold on to you so tight because they are actually like highly obsessed with you. You are their prize. You are everything they've ever wanted. But this also makes them feel very uneasy. So I don't know if this person has also had a previous relationship where they settled. They're not settling with you, but I do feel like there could be an element of settling in the past. I'm hearing, no, I never felt that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never felt that I'd lose somebody like you. Now I wanna fall in love. You know that song? I love that song so much. They genuinely never thought that they'd ever win somebody like you. I'm hearing the word win here. So it makes them feel so small and insecure, actually, being in your presence. And I do think during your relationship with this person, I do feel like this is going to be solved before the marriage. I do think there's going to be many deep conversations about your future spouse's insecurities, and you are going to even this out and balance this out, because remember what I said at the beginning of the reading, you are a balanced bitch. So if anyone can balance this out, it's you guys, especially you, but it's you guys. Okay, you may have to reassure this person at first. You may realize that they're holding on really tight to you at first because of this. They may be the kind of person that when you're out in public and they see another person looking at you, they may come over, hold your hand, put their arm around you, stand in front of you and whoever's checking you out. Something around a wink. I don't know whether someone's going to wink at you, maybe on one of your first dates. We got Earth Angel here. It's just something about your energy being so angelic. Now, I don't know whether you just have a very, very light, beautiful aura. I do also sense a lot of blues in your aura as well. So I don't know whether you resonate with that. I don't know whether you're somebody who's, you know, aware of the colours in your aura, but I'm feeling a lot of blue in your aura. But I am also feeling like a lot of whites as well. But Earth Angel, but this person, your future spouse, literally thinks that you're an angel incarnate, an angel on earth. You came in to save them because world was on fire, no one could save me but you. Okay, it's one of the lyrics. I don't even know what that song's called. It's just called No, I Wanna Fall in Love. Chris Rea? No, it's not Chris Rea because that's on the beach. I can't remember, guys. I can't remember. And we've got bone structure as well. But again, it's that beauty, it's that physical attraction that makes them absolutely weak for you. And then underneath that physical attraction, there's this beautiful, pure angel. You're the person that everybody wants to wife. You're the person that everybody wants to tie down. And your person, your future spouse here, is so fearful that somebody is going to take you because of how much of an absolute prize you are. Yeah, your future spouse just needs to look in the mirror and realise that they are hot to trot as well. But yeah, okay. I'm going to leave that there. Pile number 1. I want to say a humongous thank you for watching this reading. And if you did watch this far, I do ask that you pretty please drop me a like. And if you want to, tell me whether you resonate with this or whether you've met this person, whether you're excited to meet this person. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. One of the favourite parts of YouTube for me is reading the comments. Now, I do love responding to comments. I absolutely do. I've really enjoyed connecting with everybody in the comments. It's getting to the point where I can't keep up. I can't keep up with the comments. So I don't want anybody to think that if I have commented back previously and I don't comment back this time, that there's any reason for that. I'm just really struggling to keep up with the comments at the moment. But I am telling you, I love reading your comments. I read every single comment as well that comes through, and hearing about your stories and your love lives and all sorts of things like that. Honestly, it lights me up so much. So pretty please, also, if you have anything to say, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below as well. And if you do like content like this, I ask that you subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified whenever I do post a brand new pick a card reading. And I also want to throw out there that this is a future spouse pick a card reading. The algorithm loves the future spouse pick a card readings, but it doesn't like to push the general love readings. So if you're somebody who loves pick a card readings, but you also love general love readings, check out my general love readings. I have many pick a cards on the channel for you to choose from. I don't just do future spouse, so head over to the general love readings as well if you are interested in that. Part number 1, guys, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello, my beautiful mythical sea serpents who have chosen pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Now let's look into your future spouse's biggest weaknesses for you. So this card is beautiful. I love this card for some crazy reason. It's standing out to me like crazy. I'll get that symbol tattooed on me, along with like a little Saturn as well. Now I mentioned Saturn, I do feel like there could be a Saturn connection with you. I don't know whether you have a very prominent Saturn in your chart. You could have Saturn conjunct the midheavens, Saturn conjunct the ascendant, Saturn conjunct Sun, Saturn conjunct Moon. I do also feel a lot of earth energy with you. So I don't know whether you are heavy in earth energy when it comes to your chart. I do feel like a little sprinkle of water in there as well. You could be a Virgo moon. You could have moon in the 6th house. There's something around the mother coming up here as well. Now in traditional astrology, Saturn does represent the most prominent parent. So it can represent the mother in the chart as well. But your mother's standing out very strongly. So I don't know whether you may have recently made up with your mother after being distant for a long time, or having some kind of conflict for a long time, whether it's the opposite, where you've actually disconnected from your mother in some way, whether you've moved away from your mother and there's some distance between you and your mother. Just something around the mother here. I don't know whether you've been doing some childhood healing and you've realised things about your childhood and in particular your mother. I don't know whether you grew up in a household where you weren't encouraged to express your true emotions, because I think you've reached a point in your life where you are being urged to express your true emotions. Now there's something around holes here as well. I'm hearing if I express my emotions or if I feel my emotions, it's like jumping down the rabbit hole. I don't know whether you need to express your emotions as a whole to the people around you, or whether it's just one person in particular that needs to hear or feel what you're feeling in a certain situation. But you're really being asked to open up emotionally. I don't know whether you have experienced kind of dry relationships previously because you haven't opened up your emotions fully. I feel like this is coming up in this reading because Spirit is saying when it comes to your future spouse, you need to be open when it comes to those emotions. Are you somebody who doesn't cry very often? Are you somebody who has to schedule in a cry? Because I'm also hearing something around you not crying very often, you not opening the floodgates. I'm hearing a kettle on full boil as well. You know, the old kettles that you put on the stove and they go, I'm hearing that. And I feel like you expressing your emotions is going to release so much pent up energy. Maybe you're somebody who's very creative by nature, or you have a hobby that's very creative, and maybe you've reached a bit of like a standstill with whatever that is. Yeah, a bit of a creative block is coming through now. Even an intuitive block if it's not anything creative. Whereas once your creativity flowed, or if you're more in the intuitive group where once you were getting signs from the universe like absolutely crazy, like synchronicities that are on point, and all of a sudden everything's kind of halted. There's something around you holding in your emotions and holding in the pressure. It's kind of messing up the flow around you. It could be you speaking out to somebody in particular, and that will release the pressure so that everything starts to flow again. Or it could be you just opening up in general. I'm hearing bad to the bone for some reason. I don't know whether someone's made you feel like you're bad for expressing your emotions previously. But there's something around you not being bad to the bone. There's something around someone or some SHIT, I want to say, making you feel like you're bad. I do sense like a very like healthcare with you. Healthcare, emotional care. I don't know whether you're a counsellor, whether you are a therapist, psychologist, like all of these things that you could be to help people's mental health or even help people's physical health. I don't know whether you do that as a career, whether you enjoy things like that, whether you just do it as a hobby, whether you're like a doctor to your friends. You help them when it comes to their mental health. You have herbal remedies for them when there's something wrong with them. Whether you're like a little bit of like, there's something just very naturally healing about you. But unfortunately, you've been healing the people around you and you've not been healing yourself in the recent years. And it's time to like shout, let it all out. Okay, that's coming through as well. Tears for fears. It's time to shout and let it all out and tell people what you need. Show people the real you. Show people the emotion that lives within you. And I think when people see that, and I've just noticed there's an eye in the middle there of the serpent, when people see that, they're going to see the full picture of you. Because I feel like people are only seeing a portion of you at the moment, and you're getting a lot of stick because you're defending a lot of the best bits of you right now. And I think this is in love as well. And I think this is why it's coming up in particular in this reading, because you're doing it so that you're defending the best parts of you so that the people that want to be in your life, the people that want to commit to you, they can't see you to know what they're committing to, if you know what I mean. And look, I'm not digging on pawn number 2 by any means, because I really do resonate with this quite strongly. Something around meeting your future spouse when it comes to health and fitness and nutrition. I don't know whether you're on the market to start a new program, fitness program, nutrition program, whether you're on the market to hire a nutritionist or hire a personal trainer or get a gym membership. Or it could be that you change a little something about your health, fitness, appearance even, and you attract this person in. I'm going to throw this out here because I feel like, because we're talking about changing appearances, this is a great place for me to throw this in. So I need your advice, guys. I need your advice. So as you can see, my hair's quite long. I've been growing it for quite some time. I've been really feeling cutting it to like about here. And I've noticed in some of the readings, when I have my hair behind me like this, you can only see like my fringe area. Looks quite cute, right? So even I'm on the market at the moment to change my appearance quite drastically. I also cut out sugar from my diet as well. So yeah, tell me what you think about the hair. Do you think I should cut it? Do you think I should cut it to about there and have it a bit more flowy? Yeah, let me know. But yeah, you could be thinking something similar. With Venus currently in retrograde, and you do not have to be watching this whilst Venus is in retrograde, but with Venus in retrograde at the moment, I do think a lot of people are looking at their appearance, in particular their physical appearance, and going, I could do with that little tweak, I could do with a little bit of that, I don't know whether to cut my hair, I don't know whether to change my style completely. So yeah, that could be something on the cards for you. You could be changing your appearance in some way, and it brings this person in, magnetises this person in, not because you look better, just because you feel more confident in the way that you look and the way that you feel. Because I'm sensing that your future spouse, they are so confident. They're quite arrogant, but not in like a horrible way. They're just larger than life. They are fiery, so flipping fiery. So we've got Aries energy with your future spouse, and we've got Sagittarius energy with your future spouse. How intense. Super intense. There's somebody who is very independent. I think there's somebody who does not give their heart away very easily. It takes a lot for them to give their heart away, but when they do give their heart away, you ain't getting away, let's put it that way. They get obsessed. Very, very territorial as well. This could be somebody who's very big and tall. This is definitely somebody who works out. I can see this person, if they're a masculine in particular, rippling muscles. Now, I don't care whether you're into somebody with rippling muscles or not, this person's going to be muscular. Doesn't have to be crazy, doesn't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of crazy, but you know, there's some muscle there. And if this is a female, again, there's something very larger than life about this female. I want to say they're quite like Xena the warrior princess kind of energy here. Gladiator, kind of energy, female gladiator kind of energy. Or this is somebody who literally, when it comes to sports, very competitive between you both. Okay, if you're a male in a female situation, you might think, oh, I'll play tennis with my female. And then you won't expect them to be as good as they are. They'll end up thrashing you. I do think you guys are going to be heavy when it comes to fitness when you're together. So I don't know whether you're heavy on fitness now, or whether you're looking to get heavy on fitness, whether you play a sport or whatever it is. Because I do see changes, daily changes within your health, fitness and diet. Okay, something that you will implement on a daily basis coming up for you. So I don't know whether you are somebody who previously played sports, whether you are somebody who has been very, very, very big when it comes to your fitness previously. I do feel for this pile you may have slipped out of it in recent years, but only recent years. Or whether you are going to gain an interest in fitness and you're going to get a little bit obsessed with it, and you and your future spouse are going to be like partners in crime when it comes to like fitness and things like that and keeping yourselves healthy. Proper like physically attractive couple here. Strong looking couple. The couple who lifts together? No, what is it? A couple that lifts together stays together? I'm sure I've seen something like that written somewhere. But yeah, a couple that lifts together stays together is what's coming to my mind right now. Now, all these nows. Your future spouse likes to act a certain way. They like to act like Mr. or Mrs. Independent. No one can tie me down. No one can tell me what to do. La-di-da-da-da. I haven't got time for relationships. I just want peace in my life. Relationships bring drama. Okay, this was their previous attitude. I do think this is their attitude now as well, currently, whether you know this person or not. But they are being very, very, very strongly guided by spirit, by their angels, by God, whoever you want to say, to take the mask off, for God's sake. You are just as sensitive as the next person. You can be this big, strong bodybuilder, sportsman, sportswoman, but you want love and affection just like everybody else does. And I think they're being pushed to the point of loneliness is actually what I want to say. I think they've reached an age where they've done all that kind of like partying, traveling, working super, super hard on their career. I think everything's came to a little bit of a plateau at the moment. Everything's good, but that's all it is. It's good. I think they may find that their friends have got married, started having kids, and they're just a little bit alone. And they're kind of looking at their friends like, you're not available like you used to be. And then they're looking at options for new friends and they're like, you're a bit young for me. I don't think this is going to work. So it's pushed them into like a bit of solitude. I want to say they've been solitary now for maybe about a year or so. It may actually be a couple of years for some of you. But in this time, their guides have been pulling the mask off them, telling them to remove the ego that needs this freedom. I don't know whether they came from whether they came from a relationship previously, maybe in their early years, that was very controlling, or whether they came from a family that were highly controlling. Because there's something very disciplinary about your future spouse. I don't know whether they're ex-army, ex-navy, ex-RAF, or whether they had a parent who was in like the Navy, the Army, the RAF. There's something about them living their life like they are a soldier. This is the kind of person who's going to get up at 5 a.m. and do an hour's run before they start work. An hour's run. I'm getting something about them having a dip in the pool as well. So I don't know whether they're going to a gym to run on a running machine and dipping in the pool, or whether they have their own pool. We like that. Although I guess if you live in a hotter country, a hotter climate, it's probably more normal for you guys to have your own pool. But if you have your own pool in the UK, you've got some money in the bank. You come from some kind of prestige. Because we have to have our pools indoors. We can't have our pools outdoors. That's pointless. It always rains. So yeah. The mask is slipping off when it comes to this person, and they're starting to realise that they have passion to share their lives with another person. But I do think it's took a bit of like tugging for that mask to come off, because this person has been so adamant about their freedom. I'm just getting Sagittarius Venus vibes from this person. So I don't know whether they have a Sagittarius Venus. And with a Sagittarius Venus, from my opinion, what you'll normally find is that they're, very standoffish when it comes to love and commitment in like the first half of their life. They don't want anyone to take away that freedom. They'll actually be very kind of mean to the people that they're actually into, or they will literally walk away from true love because they want to keep their freedom so badly. And then when it comes to like the latter side of their life, they commit and they are just, they are obsessed. They worship that person that they commit to like it's their religion. So yeah, they're going to be into you big time. But this is someone who's not going to settle. So when you meet this person, you know that it's you. Like, you know that you're something special. I don't even think they'll let people speak to them the way that you speak to them. I do sense a very, very throat mother. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, those words combined here, but a bit of a cutthroat mother. And yeah, just bear that one in mind. Now, when it comes to your future spouse's weaknesses for you, we've got love. It's love. They have never been in love before until they meet you. And there's something around the love that you bring that makes them want to retreat from their bachelor or their bachelorette lifestyle. This is somebody who does like to explore. They've got this Sagittarius energy. They like to experience new things, but they're going to want to do it all with you. I actually feel like this person is going to literally want to keep you close. They want to explore the world, but they want you on their arm whilst they do it. I don't actually even see this person going on socials without you very often. It does make me think that, and I'm going to say this as if we are the females and we're looking for males. But if you need to change the genders, please do, okay? Because this is not just for our females looking for males, it's females looking for females, males looking for females, and males looking for males. So switch those genders if you want to. Sometimes I get a little bit confused because I'm like male, female, female, male. I get really confused sometimes, but yeah, okay? So if I'm looking for a male, if you're looking for a male, what you may find with this person, pile number 2, is that your future spouse's male friends, I haven't overcomplicated it now, your future spouse's male friends may not include their girlfriends or their boyfriends, okay, in any socials. So your future spouse's male friends, their partners may not have met each other, may not socialise with each other, may not even have each other on socials, and then you come along and your future spouse, being, you know, a bit of an alpha here, okay, because they've got all this Aries energy, all this fire energy, maybe like, oh, I'm bringing pile number 2 with me tonight, guys, and why don't you bring Shirley, why don't you bring Bob, why don't you bring da-da-da-da-da-da, and then next thing you know, you've created like a big group of friends. You and your future spouse have brought all of the partners into the equation, and then boom, you've got like a lovely big friends group of like couples that you guys socialise with. I just see that happening, okay? It doesn't have to be for everybody, but that makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside that you being with pile number 2, you guys being with your future spouse brings people together. And I love that so much. I don't know whether you guys decide to do something together in business. Again, doesn't have to be for everybody, where you bring people together. I don't know whether you guys decide to be like a bit of a, you know, fitness duo or motivational duo of some kind. I can see you guys like standing in front of people, whether that be do something fitness wise, whether that be speaking, but you guys doing it as a couple. And it's like a very strong couple, and like you guys are very hot as well. I can just see like ebooks, you guys create an ebook, because I can just see, what I can see, okay, is you guys standing there kind of next to each other, kind of somewhat close with each other, but looking strong and wearing white. Okay, whether this be like white shorts and topless, or like a very tiny little sports bra. Cute. Is what I can see. They're also very, this is why they like you, show off flex. They're larger than life, and you come in. Are there confidence issues on your end? Are you not showing all of you because you're shy about the more kind of raw sides of you? Because it's these raw sides of you that make you absolutely irresistible, especially to your future spouse, my gosh. If you've been playing small, start playing big. Because you deserve it. You're a big personality. You've got a big aura. You may be somebody who feels very claustrophobic in small spaces. I'm not a doctor. It's because your aura is so big. Your aura is huge. But yeah, they're weak about the fact that it's challenging. You challenge your future spouse. They're the big I am. You come along and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I feel a little bit smaller around pile number 2. They're weak for that. They're so turned on by it, but at the same time, it's like a little bit of like, wow, I didn't think anyone would be able to challenge me. And you come along and you challenge them. They love it when you wear white. White is coming up again. They love it when you show off this part of your body. So I don't know whether you've got like a big chest, whether you're male or female, or whether you've just got a really nice chest. There's just something so nice about your chest. Can I ask you guys a question? So when I'm like sifting through Insta and I see like, you know, adverts of like girls and they're showing makeup and things like that, they've got like this skin sheen on them. Like, is there such thing as like a body filter? Or like, do these people, surely these people can't have skin that smooth. Maybe you've got very, very, very smooth skin and maybe this is why this is coming up. But yeah, let me know, is there such thing as a body filter? But yeah, if you've got very smooth skin, give me your tips. Throw them down below. Let me know how you keep your skin so smooth. I'll tell you something I should do. I should start exfoliating again because I haven't exfoliated for about 8 years, I'd say. Is that bad? I think that's bad. Voice. Something around your voice. I don't know whether you've got a very loud voice naturally. Whether you're somebody, and I say naturally like that because maybe you're being quieter for some reason recently. Maybe you feel like you've got to be a bit more, oh, hold yourself back for some reason. There's something really wanting to break out of you. And this is going to really like bring so much success and excitement your way when it does. Because when you start showing your larger than life self, have you got a Leo Jupiter? Or a cheeky kind of Jupiter conjunct something in your chart? I was going to say Jupiter conjunct Saturn. I'm going to throw it out there still. I'm going to throw it out. There's something about you, when you show your larger than life self, you start getting gains. You're holding yourself back for some reason. It could just be years and years and years and years of being knocked down and knocked down, knocked down. It could be years and years and years and years and years of haters. F the haters. They're fuel. Let them fuel you. Don't let them knock you down with your voice. Your future spouse is weak for your voice. I think again, you've got something very motivational and strong when you speak. You make people listen. You demand that you are heard. You demand that people stop and take what you have to say. I think it comes in with arguments with this person. I think there's something very witty about you. I think there's something around you being more intelligent than your future spouse. And it doesn't have to mean that you actually are more intelligent than them, but you definitely come across as more intelligent than them, or they literally think that you're more intelligent than them. They can't trick you. They can't pull the wool over your eyes. You say a joke, they say a joke. Your joke is always funnier. They're weak for that. They love it. But at the same time, the weakness comes in because they're kind of a little bit like, I'm the one who's supposed to be the funniest. I'm the one who's supposed to be the smartest. I'm the one who's supposed to be the strongest. And you come in and you challenge all of that. So they love it. It makes them go like, oh, for you. But at the same time, they're just like, oh my God. Oh my God. This person, pile number 2. This is a very competitive relationship. But it's fun. It's exciting. You both push each other to be better and better and better. There's no staleness in this relationship. If you guys rest, bam, one's going to be pushed up, bam, the other one's going to be pushed up higher. It's just going to go like that. And that's why I see you guys actually being very successful and being very well known because of this. And then we've got the Fool here. And she's jumping down a hole. It's Alice, actually, from Alice in Wonderland, because it's the Alice in Wonderland deck. She's jumping down a hole here because your future spouse, when they move forward with you, they move forward with you blind. They're blinded by the love that they feel for you. I think they're in conflict with themselves constantly because they're like, no, it's not safe to be this in love. It's not safe to be under control by somebody that you love. And it just makes me think this person has been under control by a parent previously. Like, they love that parent. Love. Part of me wants to say that this parent's deceased actually, but it will not be for everybody, but they love that parent. But that parent didn't always have their best interests in heart, or their best interests at heart. And they ended up making a lot of mistakes from advice that they were given from a particular parent. And you may resonate with that also, because I do think you guys will have a lot of similarities when it comes to your backgrounds and your upbringings. But whenever they feel love, there's like a conflict there. Like, oh no, it's stupid to be in love. It's foolish to be in love. But love prevails all. But this, again, it's that love. They're weak for you. They're weak for you because they're so in love with you. I think at the beginning of the relationship, they may battle it. But when it comes to the marriage itself, they will have built the trust with you to know that you are a trustworthy person, to know that you're not going to lead them blind. And I think when it comes to them, SE actually, because this person is very, 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 very SE actual, they've got so much willpower. So even though they're highly, highly SE actual, you'll probably find out they haven't had many partners. But they're scared of how much they love you. They're scared of how blinded they are when it comes to the love that they have for you. But the control that you have over them with the love that they have for you turns them on greatly, because they get to just kind of let go. Let go of that alpha status when they're with you in that bedroom setting. You know, they're the big person. They're the alpha in every aspect of their life. And then when it comes to the bedroom, sometimes they just want to be dominated. And whether you are dominant or not in the bedroom, your future spouse is going to like it when you dominate at times. When you show elements of domination in the bedroom, they're going to really be like, wow, like I love this. And I don't think your future spouse has experienced this in any other connection before. Your future spouse can't be with somebody unless they are as strong as them, and you are. You need to start showing it though. Stop playing small, start playing large. Fearlessly and unapologetically. Okay. Pile number 2. I'm going to leave that there. I want to say thank you so much for watching this reading. If you have watched until the end, I do please ask that you drop me a little like down there. Also, I absolutely adore your comments. Now, comments, they are my most favorite part of YouTube. They genuinely are. Reading your comments just lights me up inside, although I am struggling now to respond. And it makes me really sad, actually, because I really enjoy our communications in the comments. I truly do. It doesn't mean that I'm never going to be down there in the comments. I will be wherever I can, but I'm just struggling. I'm struggling to keep up with the comments and the responses, but I do read them. I genuinely do. I read them all and they do still light me up so much. So I'm so grateful for the comments, and I do please ask that you comment if you do have anything to say at all about the reading. If you know who this person is, or if you're excited about this person, or whatever, please comment down below, because honestly, it's my favourite part of YouTube. It honestly is. And if you like content like this, please subscribe, because I love making content like this for you and I want to make more of it. So if you subscribe, I can. And yes, pile number 2. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello, my fierce wolves who've chosen pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Now let's look into your future spouse's biggest weaknesses when it comes to you. Now, straight off the bat, I'm getting very strong leadership vibes from you. So I don't know whether you are a leader, or i.e. a manager of some kind, whether you're a mentor or a teacher of some kind, or whether you're looking to step up a notch when it comes to your career and move into one of those statuses. This won't be for everybody, but I'm hearing you don't need the qualification to get the job. So I don't know whether some of you are looking to go for a particular position and you feel like you may be underqualified for that position. Spirit is saying go for it. You may be very surprised on what the outcome is going to be. I'm also hearing they're looking for a particular type of person, not a particular set of qualifications. Now, you could be a Libra sun, or you could have sun in the first house. Now, sun in the first house is major leadership vibes here. Very strong leadership vibes. You are somebody who's a trendsetter as well. I feel like you start trends. You're somebody that people naturally want to copy and who people naturally want to follow. I don't know whether you've had issues in the past where people have copied you, copied your work in school, copied your style. I want to say it's a compliment. Don't worry about it. Like, not everyone gets copied. People don't copy you because they want to be a DICK. They copy you because they are literally so inspired by you. Influencer vibes are coming through now as well. Now, I do feel that you could be a parent. And if you're not a parent, I do feel like you do have a lot of weight on your shoulders when it comes to the family. There's something around you needing to gain your independence again, or from the family. If you're a mother, or if you're a father, I do want to say that now's the time to step up and regain the parts of you that you lost when you became a parent. Now, I'm a parent myself, so I don't mean this in a way as like, oh, do you not step away from the child and just do your own thing. But it's more, when we have a child, we have a little being that needs all of our attention, needs all of our time, and we lose parts of ourselves when we become a parent. We have to sacrifice parts of ourselves when we become a parent. Bear in mind, if you're not a parent, this could be something else that's came in that's meant you've had to sacrifice parts of yourself. It could be a new job that's more hours and you've had to sacrifice yourself in some way. But Spirit is saying it's time to get that zest back. Zest is coming up for you a lot. Especially with the sun in the first house thing, it's time to be you again. You can be you and have this job still. You can be you and still be a parent. There's something that you've been missing, something that you've sacrificed. They want you to bring that back in now. It may even be your childlike nature, your inner child wants to come back out. You've been so busy being a parent recently or working really hard on something that you've forgotten how to be a child. It's time to be a child again. This is actually coming up really strongly for both you and your future spouse, actually. I think you'll have this in common. Whether you have a child and they've just had to work really hard on something, they've had to sacrifice part of themselves, or whether you've both got children, or whether they've got a child and you've had to sacrifice part of yourself for something really important in your life. I also want to throw in there, it could be family commitment, so it could be the fact that you may have younger siblings, or you may have like a parent that's been ill as well. Okay, but there's been some kind of sacrifice recently. It's time to bring your inner child back into play. I just don't think you've been enjoying life fully like you used to recently. Bring it back, bring it back. So your future spouse, kids, very, very strongly here on the cards. Now, I'll be very surprised if your future spouse doesn't have kids, but this is a collective reading, so your future spouses won't all have kids. But I do think they're going to want kids if they do not have kids. I do think it's going to be one of the top things on their list. I do feel like they could be of a different culture than you. Again, doesn't have to be for everybody, but I do sense there being cultural differences. Could be the parents. It could be why kids are like first on their list, because their parents are like, where's the kids? We need grandkids. Or it could be that you guys are of the same culture, but you have very different views around this culture. Maybe one family is very traditional within their culture and the other family is very modern within their culture. But there's an emphasis on kids here. I think there's also an emphasis on marriage here. There's an emphasis as well on you get with one person and you stay with that person for the rest of your life. So I don't know whether you resonate with that or whether it's on your future spouse's side. What you can guarantee here is your future spouse isn't just going to settle because they know that their lover, their future spouse, is their future spouse for life. And at the same time, this is a relationship for life. This is a marriage for life with your future spouse. I think they've been working very, very hard on themselves recently. It looks like they've gained some success after a phase of healing. I think for them, there's been a separation from their family. I actually feel like they've had a bit of conflict with their family, nothing major. I just think they've had to separate to gain their own independence. I think maybe there was a lot of brainwashing when it came to their family. I don't know whether you resonate with this as well. Okay, this could be something you both have in common. But there's been a lot of brainwashing when it comes to your future spouse and their family's views. And I do think they've had to pull away and kind of work out who they are away from their family or their culture. And they've gained a lot of success from that. I definitely see that they're ready for commitment now. But it's like they needed to pull away to work out who they were apart from their family so that they knew what person would be right for them. Because I think their family were just constantly trying to tell them who was right for them. Or say, what about this person? What about that person? And it just never felt right for your future spouse. And again, you may resonate with this. I do think your future spouse has signed a contract as well when it comes to a new job. I feel like the new job's in the past, but I do think they've also signed something regarding a home. I don't know whether they've just recently bought their own home or whether they're renting a property. And if they are renting a property, I want to say this property is like a bit extravagant. I think it's quite expensive. It could be in the city as well. I see Venice here. I don't know whether they're going to mention that they like Venice or whether you like Venice. I feel like gold is one of their favourite colours, or maybe one of your favourite colours. There's a lot of yellow and a lot of gold in both of your cards. I don't know whether you both come from prestigious backgrounds. Now, when it comes to your future spouse and their biggest weaknesses for you, we've got your strength coming up very strongly here. There's something so motherly or fatherly about you, whether you do have kids or not. Something very deep and understanding about you. They're so enamored by your emotional maturity and your emotional strength here. I feel like you really do push your future spouse to accept a lot of bad doing that they've had in their life. Or you come in and you bring reasoning to traumas that they've experienced. Support, reasoning, understanding. And they absolutely love that. There's something around you being able to remove like old ghosts. That's what I want to say. That sounds a bit weird the way I've said that, but like spirits of the past. You're able to remove all of that. I feel like your future spouse, when they enter your life, there was still a lot of like, there's got to be a phrase that makes this more understanding, but it's like there was like ghosts of their past around them. They were just kind of ignoring these like ghosts that were around them. I don't even know how to even explain that. I don't know whether they have actually had deceased family members actually stick around as spirits around them. Family members that they don't necessarily want to stick around. I don't know whether you're actually quite psychic, whether you even have mediumship skills, whether you're somebody who's very knowledgeable when it comes to cord cutting, when it comes to cleansing energies, when it comes to disconnecting energies, when it comes to literally like getting rid of like spirits that are hanging around. I feel like you do this for, I feel like you do this for your future spouse physically, and emotionally they just feel so much lighter because of you, because you have done this for them. And I know that's a bit of a weird one. I know not everybody's going to fully resonate with that. Some of you may literally get rid of these attachments that they have, even if they are ancestors. You know, not all ancestors were the most grounded. Not all ancestors were the most helpful. If they weren't the most helpful on earth, you can bet that if they hang around in spirit, they may still not be the most helpful. So just because they're an ancestor, you have to make sure they're an ancestor that's on the same page as you if you do want them to be around you as some kind of guidance or protection. So, yes. But whether you actually physically do this for this person, you actually remove ancestral attachments from them, or whether you just do this on a very practical and emotional level for this person, they feel a massive lift when it comes to you. But they also feel in this moment that their well-being is reliant on you. They've never felt as good as they feel after you've came into their life and you've kind of organised their emotions, balanced out their emotions is actually what I want to say here, when you've balanced out their emotions. Now we've got something to do with friends here. I don't know whether this has got anything to do with the way that you meet. I don't know whether you meet this person as a friend and then it ends up developing into something more serious. Whether this person actually comes to you for emotional support before there's even words or even an inkling of attraction, and you help this person out in that moment and then they fall in love with you. Because let your friends help you is in reverse here. it may be that they can't get their friend's advice about you at first, because maybe you're a little bit different to what's expected from them. If this is a cultural thing, for instance, there may be a fear of you being accepted for whatever reason. You will be accepted, because the thing is about you is you've got this like strength about you, and you're a leader. So you can enter any situation and people have to stop, people have to listen, and people will accept you. Because you've got so much depth, you've got so much knowledge, you've got so much wisdom. People can't not respect you. You're like the wolf. People will respect you. But I think at first maybe they can't get the advice that they'd like from their friends. They probably want to tell their friends, be like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with partner number 3, and they can't do that straight away for whatever reason. Whether it be a cultural thing or whether it actually be because you guys are all in the same friends group and they don't know what their friends are going to think if you guys are hooking up. You know what? Part number 3, this is a bit of a wild card. I think you saved them from a relationship that they didn't want to be in. I think you come into their life at a time where they're about to make a move with somebody that they may have been kind of, urged to be with. Maybe they never wanted to be with that person, or whether they just generally are just, I'm just walking blind right now. I don't know. I've just got this new job. It's taking up a lot of my time. And now my partner, who I'm not even happy with, wants to get married. I think you come in and you save your future spouse from a relationship that they are very unhappy in. And I know this isn't going to wash with everybody. I have had comments where, people have said, like, why do other people have to come into play when it comes to future spouse readings? And I've just got to say what's on the card. I've just got to say what comes in. And, when it comes to me as a reader, I want to be as real with you as possible. And I know future spouse readings are very like, la da da, do you know what I mean? Like future spouse. And look, I'm only going to say things that end positively. But it does look like you come in and you save this person from a relationship that they are not happy in. I even think you save this person from getting married to somebody that they really didn't want to get married to. I know for some of you that's going to sound crazy. Like, why would you go ahead and marry someone that you're not happy with? You ain't an Aries, are you? Because we Aries would do that. Sorry if I'm calling out. Look, okay, if you're an Aries with like a Virgo moon or a Virgo rising, maybe not. But if you're an Aries with, I don't know, a Leo moon and a Leo rising or something on the, look, we're gonna marry people that we're not necessarily happy with, because it's kind of like, act now, think later. That's Aries' motto. Act now, think later. A psychic once told me when I was 18 years old, don't think, just do. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. that's very Aries. Yeah, I can definitely don't think, just do. Thank you. Well, you catch their eye because you stroll in and you're the best dressed. So you're most definitely somebody who is very conscious of their appearance. You could be somebody who really enjoys experimenting with fashion. I do have this Libra energy here, by the way. I never threw it out there. You could be a Libra rising, because we do have Libra in the first house here as well. You're somebody who likes to stand out. You're somebody who likes to be seen. You're somebody who likes to be noticed, but you don't like people to notice that you like to be noticed. Yeah. You do it in a way where it's like, I want people to look, but I don't want people to think that I'm trying to make them look. I get that. I'm all with you with that one, for sure. But there's something about the way that you dress, and they are weak for the way that you dress. Something about the way that you dress really enhancing. It's just like your knowledge when it comes to knowing what looks good on you. What looks good when it comes to your hair and your makeup as well is coming through too. And we've got boobs and chest. They're weak for that boobs and chest. And I do think there is some complication here with their family. So I think when you come along, like, you really nurture this person, like they're so drawn to this area on you, because you really bring them the nurturing that I think they've always lacked. So yeah, you may be able to pin this person, pin this poison. You may be able to pin this person because, they can't keep their eyes off the old down there. But when they meet you, they feel like Well, no, not when they meet you, because when they meet you, I honestly don't think they know what's coming. I don't think they know that you guys are gonna end up, you know, being together. I think they are acting very respectful, actually. This is a respectful person, extremely respectful, even to the point where I'm thinking, wow, under what circumstances did you even find out that they liked you? Because of how respectful they are. But I genuinely think you come in as a caring friend to help them out with a few things, and it just happens from there. But when they know that you like them back, they know that they found their one. They know that this is it for life. You complete them. Everything that they previously felt was missing within them, you come in and you fill those spaces. They know it's you. As soon as you guys are honest with each other and say to each other, like, I like you, they know it is you, and it stays that way throughout the marriage. They feel so victorious as well with you on their arm. They generally feel that they've won first prize. I want to say you are definitely a trophy wife or a trophy husband to this person. You are going to be someone who stands out from the crowd, and they're going to want to show you off and push you forward. This is my person. Look at my amazing pile number 3. But they do get a little bit insecure because you have options. You have options, and they're weak for your curiosity. They think your curiosity is so much fun, but at the same time, they do fear a little bit that your curiosity could take you elsewhere one day. But I do think it only is this person's own natural insecurities. I don't know whether you've got Gemini in your chart as well, because this is very, very strong air energy coming from you. From them, I've got Cancer energy and I've got Leo energy here. I do have a little bit of Virgo energy for them as well. The thing is with you guys, part number 3, your future spouse is weak for so many aspects of you. Lots of different things are coming up here for you guys, which makes me think that this person just literally feels like you are their perfect match. You are perfection. You are everything they've ever wanted. Like every day is Christmas when they have you on their arm and they have a ring on your finger. Because they're very, 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 very weak for your intelligence as well. There's something around you, like you're just so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so well articulated. You teach them new things. And I think that they are somebody who is very well articulated themselves. I'm actually getting like very dark features for them coming through now. I feel like they could have very dark hair. It could even be like a little bit curly as well. Yeah, dark features for them very, very strongly. Maybe a little bit of facial hair too. I'm actually sensing like the full tash and kind of beard thing, but it doesn't have to be like Santa. It could literally just be like very short and very kind of like done very, very nicely, so it looks extremely neat. But yeah, something around you teaching them. And this person, your future spouse, is not an idiot. They're not an airhead. But I think they're shocked that you can even outsmart them, and this makes them so weak. Your future spouse is somebody who is attracted to looks, of course, but that is not the be all and end all. They are mainly attracted to intellect. Okay, pile number 3. I'm going to leave that there. I really hope you enjoyed the reading, and I do ask, if you have made it to the end of the reading, pretty please drop me a like. And if you resonate with any of this, if you like the sound of this person, if you've already met this person, or you have any story to tell whatsoever, please comment in the comment box down below. I absolutely love hearing from you. I do want to throw out a massive apology. I'm really struggling to get back to the comments now. There's just too many coming through, which is absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, but I'm really struggling to respond to everybody, and it's really upsetting because the comments are, I'm gonna be real, like they are my favourite thing about YouTube, and interacting with all of you guys, it's my favourite thing about YouTube. I'm just really struggling to be able to keep on top of it all and interact with you all, but I do read all of the comments. I can promise you that. I am most certainly there reading the comments, because honestly, like, I love hearing your stories, and I love hearing from you, and I appreciate it all ever so much. I really do. And if you do like content like this, please subscribe, because that is how you're going to be notified whenever I do post a brand new pick a card reading. And I do also want to throw out there as well, wait there, I do want to throw out there that if you love future spouse readings, that's most probably why you're here, but if you do also love the general readings, I do general readings as well. I do general love readings. The algorithm always boosts the future spouse readings, but my other general love readings need a little bit of a boost as well. So if you are somebody who is on the market for a general love read, check out my other readings. I would love you to check them out. I would love you to see them, and I'd love you to like them and interact on them for me, and for you as well, because hopefully you'll gain some kind of information from those readings. And yes, that is my spiel, part number 3. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye.